All right, guys, injuries. Elijah Mitchell will be questionable. Greenlaw questionable, and that's it.
Well, Greenlaw was originally listed with a rest day, and then after that it was hamstring. So was that something that just popped up?
Yeah, it was during our walkthrough. Just did something, didn't feel comfortable with it, and now we're being safe, and we'll see how he feels tomorrow.
Is he one of the players that could play without really practicing in a week, just with his knowledge of?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
How's Elijah looked?
Good. He had a full speed practice yesterday and was full go today, so he's had a good week.
You talk about Myles Garrett against Trent Williams. How many times in your coaching career have you kind of seen a one-on-one matchup between two Titans like that?
I've seen him practice a lot with our guys, but it's rare. I mean, Trent's as good as it gets. There's a number of good guys in this league, especially over the years, but who he's got this week is right up there with anybody. So huge challenge for him. Same on the other side for Garrett, and it's real fun for football fans to watch.
How did Randy Gregory's week of practice go in terms of getting him ready to potentially play on?
It was good. He fit in well. Was able to get through 3 full practices, learning, picking up our scheme. I think some styles he's used in the past are very similar, so I think he'll pick it up fast, and excited to see him here on Sunday.
When you hired Chris Kasarik in 2019, you noted that you had trouble going against that defensive front earlier in your career. Going against that defense in practices the last 4 years, have you figured out ways, what its weaknesses are, ways to get around a good wide nine?
I think that's why we wanted to get it. I think you always kind of know the weaknesses of it and how to do it. It's really hard to do. That's why I've always liked it so much. Just going against Jim in Tennessee when I first started out in Houston was our first time experiencing it. It was just different than everyone else, and a couple teams have done it over the years, but that's why our goal always was to get someone who knew how to coach that up front, and Jim always being as good as anyone at it. And it's always tough to go against, but when you have great players like he does, it's even a lot tougher.
Is it the Browns, you guys, the Browns and the Eagles that use it the most?
Yeah. I haven't watched the Eagles yet this year, but they've always been a part of that, with Schwartz being there for so long in their style.
Back when you traded for Christian on that Thursday night, Friday.
The Jets tried to do it too. The Jets also.
Back when you traded for Christian on that Thursday night, Friday before the Kansas City game last year, did you realistically expect him to be ready to play on that Sunday? And second question on top of that, what are your memories of that whole process of cramming to get him ready to play for Sunday?
John asked me on Thursday if we get him in here, does he have if we get him in here Friday, halfway through practice, does he have a chance to play? And I said, absolutely not. That's way too, I don't want to expect that out of anybody. And then I called him on the phone about like an hour later just to talk to him for the first time. And when I hung up, I said, we better get him a playbook because that dude's coming in here ready to play. And he's adamant he won't struggle at all. And then we saw him out of practice that Friday. We got to talk to him all Saturday, and it wasn't us cramming him, it was him doing it. And he knew enough to be able to get in there, and he said he would be fine. He made us feel that, and about 20 really after a phone conversation, and then that Sunday he didn't have one mistake.
Over the past couple weeks,
Is there more to that? Was there another question?
I think you answered both. Yeah,
okay,
that was good.
nice.
Thanks.
Over the past couple weeks, Nick Bosa has been sharing pass rushing techniques with Fred, and then you did it with Randy Gregory, I think yesterday or the day before. Is that happening organically, and are you aware of it, and how does that speak to just the selflessness of this team?
I'm not aware of it. It is happening organically, but it doesn't surprise me. I mean, Bosa definitely understands this craft and thinks about it a lot on what he does, and he's pretty good at it. So we got a lot of smart guys, so I'm sure guys ask him stuff a lot, and as long as he's telling stuff to people on our team, we're all good with it.
They're officially going with P.J. Walker with Watson ruled out. I assume you have anticipated the last few days. What does Walker present in terms of problems or?
I've always been a fan of his over the years. He's got experience. He's a vet. He can hurt you with his legs. He can hurt you with his arm. I think when he's gotten his opportunities in this league, he's done a good job. Having Steve be familiar with him in Carolina helps a lot. I don't have to look too much into it. I know Steve's got a good feel and what his pluses and minuses are, and we've been preparing it all week like it could be this too.
You'd obviously cross paths with Sean Gibson in Cleveland in 2014, but what have you learned about him, since he got here last year?
I mean, I got to know him better since he's been here. I think that was his rookie year, and I was only there 1 year, so I didn't know him that well personally. I just knew how good he was there. I mean, he was, thought, one of the better safeties in the league there right away. Really helped us that year. I think he had gone on to do stuff, and I was always familiar with him being on that team, and he was tough when we went against him in Jacksonville. He was really tough in Chicago, and now just getting to know him, and I mean, we call him the dad of our team, and he's not because he's that old. He's just older than the guys around him, and but he has a different type of maturity too. That he brings wisdom to the game, the way he takes care of himself, how hard he goes, and kind of the dad of the group. But when you watch him on Sunday, he seems like a kid out there too. He's into it. He runs. He hits. He's got great ball skills, great instincts, and has a good demeanor and energy out there that we think fits with our team well too.
You guys can break a franchise record for consecutive regular season wins. The 89-90 team. Do you have an appreciation of the history of this franchise? I mean, I realize you've got bigger goals than that, but would that be pretty cool to break a record held by kind of that dynastic era team?
I mean, I got so much respect for the history here and those teams, but I mean, it's a record over 2 seasons. It's cool, but it's not really though. It's over 2 seasons, and it'd be cool to do that all in 1 season. But I mean, it's better than not doing it. We're happy about it. It'd be a cool thing to do, but I don't think it's that big of a deal personally.
Thank you.
All right, thanks guys.